Hey Ryan.
Hey buddy, how are you?
Doing all right. So we're out here today, right? We're going to talk about some craft Texas beef and craft Texas wine, right? So we
You
got
bet.
Wedding Oak Winery and RC Ranch. Tell me a little bit about RC Ranch. You guys do Wagyu beef?
Yes sir, we are. We're in Brazoria County, Texas, a little town called Bailey's Prairie, and we raise Wagyu cattle. Wagyu is a Japanese breed of cattle genetically predisposed to marble. And we founded about 8 years ago at a great steakhouse in Houston and just fell in love with it. And it's just kind of been part of who we are ever since. And so we're excited to be partnered with a great Texas winery and drinking some great wine today. So
good deal, man. I mean, tell me a little bit more about what Wagyu is.
yeah, so as I mentioned, it's a Japanese breed, but the thing that makes it special is the marbling, right? It's a low melting point fat that a lot of times is described as kind of a buttery flavor, a real rich kind of buttery flavor that's different than the cattle that we grew up eating, which is typically kind of Angus based. It's also a high percentage of grade prime. USDA cattle, 6% of them plus or minus grade prime. Whereas with these cattle, if they don't grade mid-prime or higher, in our program, we don't even put the label on it. So we have high expectations for that. The fat is also very high in oleic acids, which is kind of the crown jewel of Japanese cattle, and it makes that fat content healthier. There's a lot of science behind it, and Texas A&M, Oklahoma State, and Washington State have all studied it extensively, and so a lot of cool research. If you're into the health benefits of food and things like that. A steakhouse guy like myself, you always think about Cabernets or Pinots or things like that. Tell us about this great wine we're drinking today and Wedding Oak Winery and yourself.
Yeah, man. So we're from Wedding Oak Winery, which is located in San Saba, Texas, which is in like the northern hill country, so central Texas. And we've been making wine in the hill country there for about 8 years, using 100% Texas fruit. We've made that commitment from the get-go that we're going to be a 100% Texas fruit winery, which that's a difficult commitment to make for a lot of folks because it's hard to grow grapes here in Texas. It's hard to grow grapes, hard to make wine, and much like raising cattle, growing grapes it's agriculture first, man. So it starts with great product in the field, and that's how you make good wine.
So again, I mentioned the Cabernets and the things we're used to drinking here and going to a steakhouse and eating a great steak. What grapes grow great in Texas, and which ones do you like to use in your wines?
Yeah, so like you just mentioned, the Texas wine industry has grown really rapidly recently. It's completely different from what it was even just a few years ago. And I think that what really has driven that growth in part is that we've really found what grows best here in Texas now, and the wine quality has gone through the roof. And it's funny because what we grow best here in Texas isn't necessarily what a lot of wine drinkers are comfortable with. So a lot of folks may be comfortable with Cabernet or Pinot Noir or Merlot or Chardonnay. But really what we found here in Texas is we can grow a lot of different stuff really, really well, but they tend to come from hotter places, hotter climates around the world, and it may not be grapes you're familiar with. So things like Albarino or Montepulciano or Tempranillo, names that may make you a little uncomfortable, but they really create outstanding product here in Texas. And so as we work more and more with those maybe more unusual grapes, we make better and better wine every year.
It's taken me a couple of hours, but I have learned to say Montepulciano. And this is great wine, by the way. At the RC Ranch, culture is everything. Tell us a little bit about the culture at Wedding Oak and why that means so much to you.
Yeah, so I mean, we always have tried to remain true to our Texas roots and really embrace small town Texas. Like I said, we started in San Saba, Texas, repurposed some old buildings there that have been a little dilapidated, and we really tried to reinvigorate small town Texas through our commitment to staying truly local. And so we've done the same thing now. We have repurposed an old building in Burnett, Texas, and we've done a really, really nice restoration so that we can have these really cool hospitality venues and welcome in our family, encourage them to join our wine club, and really get to know us really well as we try to add some life to some of these Texas towns that could really benefit from having these unique locations. All right, so Ryan, before we go and head over to dinner, I'm sure we'll have some great Wagyu beef. Tell me a little bit about RC Ranch and your culture and what makes you guys so special.
Yeah, culture is everything, right? We're truly a family ranch and a family operation. My business partner and I are involved every day in the business in some way, shape, or form, and our families are involved. I mean, my main two cowboys are my 15 and 14-year-old boys, and My wife's and daughter are involved, as well as our Blake's family. It's truly a family operation. The folks that work for us, they're like family as well, and we take what we do really, really serious, because we know that every piece of meat we send home with somebody that they put on their table or enjoy at a restaurant wears our brand. And the cattle business, that brand is something we take very seriously. We want that to be a great representation of who we are. We believe with all of our heart that people care more than ever about where their food comes from. They want to know how it was raised. They want to understand that it was raised on a sustainable ranch. They want to know about things like antibiotic use and hormones, and they want to know it was raised as naturally as possible. And those are things that we strive to do at the RC Ranch, and again, something that culturally we take very seriously. So I think that's one of the great things about this partnership is our cultures align. Not only do we believe in a super high quality product, but both our products are fun, right? So tell me a little bit about your thoughts on that.
Well, I mean, like we were talking about before, both of our industries, obviously raising cattle is agriculture, and it ends up, as a high-end quality product on your table, right? And for us, wine, sometimes it's, you think about, enjoyment and party and all that stuff, but it's agriculture first, and it starts in the field. So if you embrace that mentality that you're going to make that commitment to quality in the vineyard, where the fruit is being grown, and pay attention to your plants in the field. That's where the foundation for an excellent product comes. And so, much like you guys, our commitment to quality starts in the field, and then you have to pay attention throughout the entire process to make sure that you deliver, quality and excellence.
You bet. All right, well, let's head off to dinner.
Sounds great.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Chef Rick, what's for dinner?
Oh man, this is just a great little dish that we do to start dinner with steak, which is the way we like to do it here at RC Ranch. Simply on the fire over there, took a little flank steak, great economical cut, lean enough for almost everyone, with still plenty of flavor. Just want to start with some little thin slices. Don't cut like this at home, it's so dangerous to reach out. There you go. Nice simple strips of steak. Make it a little bit more complex. Wagyu tallow toast right on the fire. Little goat cheese whipped up with some mascarpone, creaminess, a little acid. Lay in your steak. Too much steak. That's a thing.
No, there's not.
And just a touch of sweet, just to fight with the other two flavors. And we just call it here just a ranch bruschetta. So this works with any cut that you can use. The flank works great. Leftovers transition well. Kids' lunches, tacos, sandwiches. Just a nice little bit of complexity with all those flavors pairing with waiting up wine. Well, Seth, that's what we're dining on tonight. What are we drinking?
Yeah, so we got two wines to pair with this cool creation here from Chef Rick. So we've got our 2018 Vermentino, which is an Italian white wine, made obviously grown here in Texas. And what's really nice about this wine is it's got like a lot of citrus burst to it. It's really fresh and refreshing. Just a hint of sweetness to balance that acidity. And I think with this pairing here with all that goat cheese, will like really complement the fresh acidity in the wine. And then the acidity that is in that wine will also contrast the richness that's in that beef. We've also got a red wine for you. We've got for you red wine drinkers, we got our 2018 Petite Syrah. This is a really bold, juicy red wine. It's got a lot of dark fruit character, so that'll complement that fig jam that you used. And then that fruity intensity will also help cut through the richness of the beef, so it's a great pairing for this as well.
Smells rich. Oh, that's lovely.
Awesome.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
To try some of this great Texas Wagyu beef and these great Texas wines at home, find us online. And for the WEDOAKIO Club members, RC Ranch is offering a 10% discount for for your purchases.
Cheers.
Cheers.